during your time in Vietnam, who were you with, or who did you, like, in terms of family, who supported you?
At that time, I was married and with two young children. Yeah. My daughter was 4 years old and my son was 6 months old. Wow. Mm-hmm. And that's when we escaped with the baby. But we formed the escaping right from the beginning of the Fall of Saigon, and it took 6 years for it to come. To become reality.
How did you guys figure out how to escape? How did that work?
It took that long time, as we were saying, it's six years, because they had to study very carefully. Every wrong move could be life and death matter, right? So it took a long time. They, I'm sure the organizer had connection. We worked with people who live close to the sea that own the boat, and then they would, share the news with family members, and family member would in turn share with close friends, very, very trusted friends. And we were lucky that we get to know one of the members in the family. So they trusted her, and then negotiation, how many hours of gold for each member, each person to have a spot in the boat. So that was planning very carefully, and they would give us instruction to disguise ourselves. I remember at that time, and my husband disguised himself into a farmer, and of course we probably didn't do a good job. I mean, you see a farmer look different than a doctor or and a blue collar or white collar workers, right? But we did the best we could, and most of the time people would either use the very, very bad timing at sea, because that is when Coast Guard would not pay much attention, or the time then when the big holiday that everybody was kind of more relaxing, not paying attention to you. And so we picked the second occasion, which was a Lunar New Year. And I was disguised into like a street vendor. Wear very simple clothes, old, like pretty much like rag, right? And the children would look pretty kind of poor people. And I carried the baby, and one hand carried the whole hand of a 4-year-old one. And then my husband would carrying stuff like our farmers, dry fruit or vegetables, something like that. And we boarded a boat, no, not a boat, but a bus, like a charter bus, to go to a very small village next to a river on the south side, very, very deep south side, that close to Cambodia. If you want to take a short boat ride, as short as possible, to go to the next country. So we stayed there, and I remember when we got off the bus, we were instructed to look across the street by the telephone poles. At that time there was no telephone but electric pole. And we saw a man who was standing there, dressed in certain type of clothes, wearing a hat that tilted down a little bit. So when we saw that, and what we supposed to do, we either tilt the hat, or we make a signal to let him know that we're the one that he's waiting for, and in turn he would do something to signal us that I'm the one to pick you up. So imagine that. It was so tense. And then it seems like children get more mature when they were growing up in that situation. My 4-year-old one was very, very smart. She knew that we were doing something, so she was very well behaved. She did not cry or question or anything.